Om yo brahmanam vidadhati purvam yo vai vedangscha prahinoti tasmai tam hadevam atma buddhi prakasham mumukshur vai. Now it's back on. Okay.
Good morning, everyone. It's a great pleasure. Is it all from out here? Must be something wrong with the radio. That's okay, you can hear me. It won't be recorded. So it's with great pleasure that I introduce to you Swami Vimokshananda is an old and very dear friend of mine. I've known him since 1976, when we both were together for 1 year in the Brahmachari Training Center at Hyderabad. And at that time, he became a very dear friend and has remained so to the present. Over the years, there's only a few times that I've gotten to see him again, but it's always a great joy that I do see him.
Thank you, Surenji. And it's with special pleasure that I get to welcome him here to Houston. This is his first time to Houston, and he has brought with him 4 devotees from South Africa, because he has a deep connection to South Africa as well. He's held a number of important posts in the order. First, let me start back a moment and say that he joined in 1971, long ago, and had initiation from Swami Nirvananandaji Maharaj, a Swami that I've mentioned in my lectures and classes many times as one of the great Swamis that I had the privilege to meet. And Swami Vimokshananda has held a number of important posts, including the head of the TB Sanatorium in Ranchi, which is a very big and old center, well-established center. Then he was sent as the first Swami of the order to head the work in South Africa. And he was there for 7 years in South Africa, doing wonderful work there. And then he was chosen to come replace the retiring Swami in Singapore. So he's been in Singapore for the last, 3 years, Maharaj? About 3 years? Yes. And then recently he was appointed to be the head of the new center in Dublin, Ireland. We have a brand new center, and he's the first Swami to go and take charge there. So he has been given various posts of great importance in the order, which is because of the trust that the headquarters has in him, the love that they have for him, and again, the love that his brother monks hold for him also. So it's with great pleasure that I ask him to address you this morning, and I've told him he doesn't have a topic. That is, he hasn't been given a topic. He can say he will have a topic. He can speak as he likes, or he can ask you to ask him questions if he prefers that. But without further ado, I would request the Swami to please address you.
अखण्डमण्डलाकारं व्याप्तं येन चराचरं तत्पदं दर्शितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। Hari Om. Om Namo Bhagavate Sri Ramakrishnaya. My respectful pranams to dear brother Swami Atmarupananji and dear devotees. It has been a great joy for me today to meet revered Atmarupananji here in Houston. I have been meeting him off and on as he was in India for many years. And also outside of India also I have met him. For instance, in Dubai, we both were there for a function on Swamiji. So it has been always a great pleasure for me to meet him because of his love. Though I am junior to him, whenever I meet him, he nicely talks to me. He is with great love, he pays attention. And this concern and the liking actually draws towards himself. This is what we all find with our great gurus. The Ramakrishna tradition has many gurus. And what was the unique nature of each guru? In short, if you want to say, this love and concern for the disciple. So I have been blessed to have initiation from Swami Nirvanananji Maharaj, who was the direct disciple of Swami Brahmananda. And Brahmananji himself has blessed him to be a Brahmagyani in this very life. So when Maharaj used to be in Belur Math as a manager and later as a trustee and later as vice president, at that time only I could visit Belur Math for training center. And as Revered Maharaj told you that I was 1 year junior to him in the training center. And the very first meeting itself was very wonderful. He drew our attention and he was so loving to us. First time I am seeing an American brahmachari. So naturally our curiosity, you can understand how our curiosity was. How is it that born in America, being an American, and come to Belur Math and staying with us? It was the physical facilities were very, very small. And with all that, he was adjusting so well with all of us. And that drew us towards him. And he said that there is no topic for me. Yes, topic is not required. To speak on some spiritual thoughts. I will just share with you, for instance, this satsang. We call in India this congregation of every week as satsang. What is satsang? Satsang is an attachment or a company where you find a holiness, you find truth. So sat means truth. So what is the truth here? The truth of spiritual thoughts are shared with all of you. So we call it satsang. I remember in one of the versions of Ramayana, it's a very interesting story that Kumbhakarna is very well known for his sleep. Kumbhakarna used to sleep for 6 months and he would get up, take meals and then again would sleep for another 6 months. That is how his Kumbhakarna has been described. And this Kumbhakarna once was aroused from his sleep by Ravana. Then when Kumbhakarna rose from his bed, he saw his elder brother standing there. He said, "Oh brother, why did you rouse me up? What is the problem?" He said, "No, there is a big problem has come. One human by name Ram has come to our country and he wants to kill me. So you get up and try to protect me. As a younger brother, you should help me." Then Kumbhakarna asked him, brother, why did he come to kill you? I have seen you fighting with devatas. Even Indra became your slave. Kubera became your slave. He opened all the treasury to you. Such a great man, you are afraid of a human. Then Ravana says, no, I do not know what power he has. He is extremely invincible. The way that he fights with me in the battlefield, I think I need your help now. That's why I roused you from sleep. He said, okay, why has he come to fight with you? What does he want? Then Ravana put his head down and he said, he wants his wife back. Then Kumbhakarna asked, what did you do? Did you bring her here? He said, yes. My advice is to go and give back his wife to him. Don't keep that lady here. Go and give back immediately. Then Ravana was stunned. Hey Kumbhakarna, I wanted you to help me. Instead of that, you are advising me. No, this is not possible. So Tulsidas says, why Kumbhakarna started speaking a proper, regular, methodical and moral advice to Ravana. What happened on that day was, when he rose up from the bed, at that time, cool breeze was blowing. That cool breeze came upon him, on Kumbhakarna, and he woke up and his mind was completely pure. What is the reason? Tulsidas says, by that way, Narad Rishi was passing. The wind that touched Narad Rishi came to Kumbhakarna and touched him. That is called the effect of sadhu sangha, he says. Even the wind that blows through him and comes to me means I become pure. So Kumbhakarna talked in that way, telling Ravana, no, you must give back his lady. So you can see the sadhu sangha can create such a wonderful effect on our minds. That's why the satsang is very important in our life. Even the other days you are unable to visit the center, at least on Sunday, 11 to 12, you shall be here. That determination must be in your mind. That's why you are all here today. You don't know me. Who I am, you don't know. But then still you all have come because you wanted to spend this 11 to 12, 1 hour, let us spend in good company. Satsang, good company. So this good company is such a thing that it transforms your life. There are very few people we have heard about them that suddenly they come and say, Maharaj, I attended Swami Ranganathananji's class. Some of you might have seen him also, Swami Ranganathananda. I attended one of his class, and in one class, what he said was such important matter to me, and that changed my life. It is happening. In our own life, we have seen how the effect of satsanga has come upon me. I will tell you one small example of my own life when I was in training center. Of course, Maharaj was in first year, second year, and I was in first year. So we didn't sit together in any class. But then in our class, there was a discussion going on. The discussion was about the validity of the new incarnation and vis-a-vis the validity of the old incarnation. The discussion, our teacher, Swami Vimokshananda was a great man. He was a real Vedantin, and he used to take classes for us. And he encouraged the brahmacharis to discuss on many matters in his class. So in one of his class, he started explaining to us, let us discuss and know from all of you what you think about certain ideas about incarnation. So we have all been taught what is incarnation, Avatara Purusha, and why that Avatara Purusha comes to this earth, why God, the infinite God, takes a human form to come onto this earth to redress our grievances. How Avatara Purusha takes us above to spiritual heights, all those things we are discussing. So one brahmachari said, the Avatara Purushas are coming again and again. So when the later avatars have come, the previous avatars are no more needed, he said. Then another brahmachari got up and he said, how is it? Is it true? He asked. Because Rama was born in Treta Yuga. Krishna was born in Dwapar Yuga. So Mirabai was Krishna's devotee. She has seen Krishna many times. But then in Kali Yuga, like Mirabai, Tulsi Das also was born. And Tulsi Das had darshan of Sri Ram, who was in previous Yuga, Treta Yuga. So the previous Yuga avatar also is valid, even though another avatar has come. That is the argument he put forward. Another brahmachari said, no, the currency that has been used during the Mughal rule is no more valid in the British rule. So that is an example given by Sri Ramakrishna. So he quoted that and he said, so the previous avatars are not anymore. But then one brahmachari got up and said, how do you say even the Sri Ramakrishna as an avatar has not been proved? So I don't consider Sri Ramakrishna as an avatar. That brahmachari very vociferously he argued this point and he said there is no Ramakrishna as such because he came, he was a saint, he realized God and then he left his body, that's all. He doesn't anymore stay on. That struck me. I said, we are all brahmacharis, you see. We are all influenced by thought currents. And that struck me, what? Sri Ramakrishna is not there. If he has been a saint and he has realized the God and he has left his body, he is no more in this world. Then why I left my home and hearth? Why should I come to this organization and want to become a monk? I could have stayed in my home itself. Like with the impression that Sri Ramakrishna is still living, I came. And here is the point that is coming up before me, that Sri Ramakrishna is no more there. I was stunned. 3 days I suffered of the indigestion of this idea. I could not digest. I was suffering. I could not eat properly. I could not sleep properly. In the class, I could not stay on and listen to the teachings there. I was stunned. 4th day, with the disturbed mind, I went to Swamiji's Ghat. You know where Swamiji's Ghat, where we monks and brahmacharis take bath. There is a mother's Ghat, in Belur Math, where devotees come and take bath. So likewise, for monks and brahmacharis, we have a Swamiji's Ghat. There I went and had my Ganges bath, telling, oh Ganges, Gange cha Yamune chaiva, Godavari Saraswati, Narmade Sindhu Kaveri, Jalesmin Sannidhim Guru. May all the 7 rivers come here in this water. And even I take daily shower, I use this mantra and invoke the 7 rivers in the water and take bath. So let me be purified. Like that, I took bath in the Ganges. And then when I got into the steps, I looked above. There in the balcony, my Gurudev was standing. Srimad Swami Nirvanananji Maharaj. And he was standing holding that wooden rack, and then he's looking at me. I thought, why I am suffering for the last 3 days? My Guru is present here. I should simply go and ask him. That's all. If he says whatever, that answer I will take it. If he says Ramakrishna is not there, go back, then I will go back. If he says Ramakrishna is there, you stay on, then I will stay on. So I decided like that. Then I went upstairs. By the time he entered his room, he was sitting in his sofa like this. half closed eyes. A Brahmagyani does not look fully. His mind is in other world. He is about fully, the realization of Atman has come. Half closed eyes he was sitting. I went and made Sashtang Pranam to him, caught his feet and touched his feet and put that dust on my head. At that time, he slowly opened his eyes fully, saw me. I could not speak anything. I had a great doubt. Is Ramakrishna living? That is the question I want to put to him. But I couldn't put that question. That doubt was there in my mind, and he saw me. He took his hand and put on my shoulder. Then he was trying to get up from the sofa. So naturally, I assisted him. I also got up slowly, so that he could stand. And with his hand on my shoulder, he started walking slowly, step by step, and came to a tall, long window. And he stood there. And I am standing next to him because I am supporting his hand on my shoulder. I have not asked anything. That is a magic moment of satsanga. You have gone to your Guru, and Guru's words are going to inspire you. What is said? In Bangla he said, Dak ki dekishre. Look, what do you see? He asked me. I said, Maharaj, I see the Shayan Gaur of Sri Ramakrishna. Sri Ramakrishna's sleeping room. You know, in the temple, if you have gone to Belur Math, you know, there is Sri Ramakrishna's statue is there, marble statue. And behind there is a stairs. And the stair goes like this, and 1 and 2. And then there is a room, which is called Shayan Gaur, where Sri Ramakrishna is put to sleep every day. When the temple is closed, we pray to Sri Ramakrishna. Hey Sri Ramakrishna, the whole day you have been bestowing blessings to all the devotees who came here. Now, please have some rest. Please go to your room and have rest. So we pray and then close it. So every day it is being done. And that room is there. Then he's showing that room to me. He said, every day morning, 4 a.m., I come and stand here. And I look through this window. I see Sri Ramakrishna getting up from his bed, coming down through the stairs and merging himself with that marble statue. I was stunned. My question was that, is he living? He says, every day I am seeing the power that is Ramakrishna is coming down from his Shayan Gaur, and then slowly it comes down through the stairs and it merges in that marble statue. When he said this, all my doubts vanished. You see how satsanga can create a wonderful life. It can transform the life. That is what happens in satsanga. There are many types of satsanga. Is there? I tell you one small satsanga I had with my father. My father and mother went to Tirupati. You know, we were born in Madras and we were children living there with our parents. And they went to Tirupati. God is present in the form that you worship. So don't put God in containers and say, this is what God. In what form you like, in what form you would like to worship Him, in what form you would like to adore Him, in that form, that one invisible or infinite God comes to you. In that form, whoever worships me in whatever form, I reach them in that form. Sri Krishna says in Gita, it is this assurance. So in whatever form you worship, so my father was a worshipper of Balaji, you know, Venkateshwara. Balaji is very great. You all know that. So Balaji is worshipper. One day he told me, I am going to Tirupati and I will have darshan and come back. I do not know how many of you have gone to Tirupati. Have you gone? Anybody gone there? Yes, so many have gone. Yes, so you must have seen the Tirupati. is Balaji's huge murti is there. And he went, he said 2 days he was supposed to return. Not 2 days, 1 week over he did not return. So I used to sit with my granny and then ask what happened to dad? Why he hasn't come? He hasn't come, why? My mother also had gone. Both of them has not come back. Anything, accident, anything? So we are all worried in the home. And 1 week after they returned safely. So I sat with my parents and asked, hey, what has happened? Why you took 1 week? It's only 2 days to go and come from Chennai. They said something mysterious thing happened to us. Said, what was that? The day they left for Tirupati, on that day there was a landslide on the 4th hill. Because of the landslide, the bus that they took them could not go. It happened in 1962 or 61. So long back, you can understand. So nearly 50 years back. So it was not very good, roads were not there. So when the landslide happened, the bus driver told, I cannot drive the bus because there is a landslide. So I'm taking the bus back to the ground. That is the first hill. And we all stay there. And when the landslide is cleared, then I will take you again. So they all came back. At that time, one old couple got out from the bus and they stood on the road. So all the others pleaded with them, please get into the bus. This is not a good place. The bears are coming in the night. They will jump upon you and eat you. It is danger to the life. So come away with us. That old lady and the old man said nothing doing. We are not going back. We have taken a promise to Balaji. We shall come and have darshan of you. Unless we have darshan of Balaji, we shall not return. And the conductor was pleading. The driver was pleading. They said nothing. We shall stay here, come what may. And they stood there. Of course, the bus cannot wait for the other passengers, so they came away. My parents also came away in the bus. And now the story, you see, after 4 days, when the landslide was cleared, when the bus again went, my parents also went in that on the 7th hill. And they had a nice darshan of Balaji. And they took up residence in one inn, one called Chatram. So in Chatram they took place, and there they found this old man and old lady sitting there. So my parents went to them, hey, you got down from the bus and how did you come before us? The road was just open now. They said, you know what happened on the day? And the lady started shedding tears. So my parents asked her, please tell what has happened. Then she said, we were standing there, sun was going to set. Suddenly, the other side of the landslide, we saw a small van. A bluish van came and stood. One young driver got down from there and he shouted from there, hey, what are you doing there? Go back down. Don't stand there. Don't stay there. It is a dangerous place for wild animals. You are shouting. And we also shouted back to him, we are not going back, come what may. The same thing they shouted. So that boy got down in the landslide. He came down to the riverside and then came up this side and warned us, please go back. I beg you. Said, no, we shall not go back. We shall stay here. Seeing our adamancy, he immediately took my missus on his shoulder, made her sit, and he went down the whole pit. And that side, he got up and put her in the car. He again came and he said, sir, you cannot walk. I know, because a lot of stones are there. You cannot walk there. You are an old man. Just sit on my shoulders. And he made me sit on his shoulder. And then he walked down the slope. And then again he went up, climbed, and put me in the car. And then he brought us to the Tirupati. Now, the lady was overwhelmed. She says, I had only one chain in my neck. I didn't know what to give that driver. He has helped me, saved us, saved our life, and brought to Tirupati directly. So I must present him something. So I took my chain, which was very, very ordinary normal chain. But it was gold. I gave that boy, please accept this. This is what I have. I have nothing else to give you. That boy laughed at that. He took the chain in his hand, saw it, and said, this is nothing. Do you know who is my wife? I am born to a poor family. I am a poor man, but my wife is not. I am married to a lady who has got all the wealth in the world. How can I take this small chain? I don't need this. Keep it with you. He said like that. I said, my boy, your wife may be very wealthy, but I am giving to you. Why should you not accept it? Do you think because it is not very costly, you don't want to accept it? But the poor people, we have got this much. Patram pushpam phalam toyam yome bhaktya prayachati. Is it not? Whether it is patram or pushpam or phalam or toyam. Anything you give, bhaktya prayachati. With the devotion you give, that I accept, I eat, he says. Krishna says, I eat that. Tadaham asnami, he says, I eat that. So you take this. Immediately that boy took it and put it on his neck and he said, how do I look? He was very happy with that and he went away. Next day morning, the Mangalarati time, the couple had gone to that sanctum sanctorum. And there only Pujari is there because no public is there. Buses could not come. Only these two, this couple and the Pujari. And Pujari is doing Arati. After the Arati, while doing the Arati, the couple are staring at Balaji and one extremely strange thing they saw. The chain that the lady gave was there on the Balaji's neck. She was stunned. She asked the Pujari, is this chain your temple chain? He looked at that. Yesterday night I decorated the Lord. I did not put this chain. He took the chain out. Then said, no, this chain is not ours. The lady shed tears. She says that to my father, she says, Balaji himself came, sir. He came and he took us by his car. And the worst thing that we experienced was sitting on the God's shoulders. Did he not say, Yoga Kshemam Vahamyaham? The word Vahami, you must very underline that in Gita. Vahamyaham, I bear, I take on my shoulders, he says, and took on my shoulder. And in his Vakshasthala, in his chest, Mahalakshmi sits. And there our feet was touching, tuck, 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 like that, when he was walking. Oh, what a sin we have done. Sitting on the shoulder of Lord Krishna. And he took us there. That's why he said, Mahalakshmi is his wife. What chain she requires? Now they remembered and they became it was so moving. So this one, when my father narrated to me, I was a young boy, school student only. I thought how God can come in different ways to different people. I'll tell you one incident that happened in Shirdi Sai Baba. You can see parallels in Ramakrishna's life and mother's life, Swamiji's life. How Swamiji was fed, how Turyananji and Brahmananji were fed. All those incidents, you all know that. So what you may not know normally, that I will tell you. The Shirdi Sai Baba's life. Shirdi Baba's picture many people may have in your home. And Shirdi Baba used to sit in Shirdi under a tree. And people used to come there. And one lady thought, thinking in the group, she thought, I want to feed Baba one day. This is the thought of her. You can think anything. Sitting here, you may be thinking anything. So that lady thought like that, I want to feed Baba one day. But Baba looked at her and said, do you want to feed me? Okay, tomorrow can you feed me? He said, yes, Gurudev, I will definitely feed you. What do you want to eat? She asked. I want parota. Can you bring parota to me? But one condition is, it should be hot parota. Can you bring hot parota? She said, yes, it is possible. I'll bring it. So she went back. She could not sleep properly because tomorrow she is going to prepare parota for Shirdi Baba. So she was so, she was so wonderful feeling she had. And next day morning she got up, had bath and put on washed clothes and then went to the kitchen and put tawa and put ghee in that. And the smell, fragrance was coming. So she opened the window of that kitchen. What did she see? Such a wonderful mind, that mental outlook she had. She saw a terrible scene there. She saw a dog standing there, saliva falling from its tongue, and the dog was fully tuberculosis skin. And the dog, once you see, 2 days you can't eat. That type of diseased dog was standing, and it is only telling, give me something. She immediately closed the window. She said, what a scene it is. I'm thinking of Baba and such a wonderful ideas I have. And I'm making roti for parota for Baba. And she made the parota, put it in a box and took to the ashram. On that day, Baba did not even look at her. She was sitting there, 2 hours gone. Satsang was going on, 2 hours. And after 2 hours, he got up and went into his kutia. At that time, she ran behind him, said, Baba, Baba. Then Baba stopped and looked at her as if he doesn't know her. Every day he knows her, he smiles at her, talks to her. Today he is not even talking to her, not even acknowledging by his eyes that he knows her. He looked at her as if asking, what do you want? She said, Baba, you wanted parota. I made it in the morning and brought it. But I told you, I want hot. What I can do, Baba? I am sitting here from the beginning. You never looked at me. You never acknowledged my presence. How can I dare to go and give you parota? So I am keeping it. Now it is little not hot, definitely, but you must eat because I made it. I said, no. Because hot parota I wanted, because I knew that you cannot bring it here hot, I myself went to you in the form of the dog. I expected you make a parota, just one piece you will cut it and throw it to me. And that hot parota I will take. Did you ever see God in others, in other beings? Are you able to see God in human beings? No. Further to speak that we should see God in pets, in animals, in birds, in rivers, in mountains. Recently, Stuart Maharaj took me to Niagara Falls. I stood there and the water was splashing on me. I could imagine that Lord Varuna has come and he is blessing me now. I had a great feeling that I cannot even explain to you. Are we able to see in the molecules of these physical objects that God is present? He is there everywhere. Yacha kinchit jagat sarvam drishyate sruyate piva antar bahischa tat sarvam vyapya narayana sthitaha. Where is Narayana? You ask this question. Where is Narayana? Narayana is in Vaikuntha Loka. Nobody questions that. But along with that, the Vedanta adds this. Our rishis of the past, they add this sentence. Tat sarvam vyapya Narayana sthitaha. Narayana has vyapya, has permeated everything. Every being in this universe, whether it is being or non-being, whether it is living or non-living, everything has been permeated by that one source that is God. And we are believers in that God. What a wonderful idea it is. And that is what Vedanta says. Seeing God in yourself. How do you start seeing God in others? So Swamiji says, each soul is potentially divine. That means I am divine, is it not? So should I not consider myself divine? Or should I consider only Yeah, otherwise, I heard one Christian joke. It's a very beautiful joke. One small girl, she belonged to a devout Christian family. She came back from school and ran to her mom. Mom, today our ma'am taught us one good thing. She said, what did she teach you in the school? The ma'am taught us the first man came from monkey. We all know that Darwin's theory, we evolved slowly from one amoeba, we evolved, and last was chimpanzee. From chimpanzee, human has come, Homo sapiens have come. Darwin's theory, okay. So she was taught. So she said, is it true? She said, no, I don't think so. You see, we are all Christians. We believe that God created humans. That is what the mother told. Then the girls thought, mother is telling one thing, and in the school, ma'am thought something else. So let me wait for the father. When father comes back from office, let me ask him. She waited. And then when we waited, the father came back, and she ran to his father. Said, Dad, tell me how the first human being came. He said, came from monkey. He said, in a very nonchalant way. So the girl ran to her mother again, said, Mom, Dad also said the same thing. Mom said, look, he told his lineage, I told my lineage. So my lineage is what? We are divine. We have come from divine. And the divinity is our core quality, nothing less than that. So if you think that you are divine, your nature, your presentations, your behavior, everything undergoes a transformation. If you think you are from chimpanzee, what you'll do? This 1 hour you cannot sit quietly. You'll be jumping around. Because that is the nature of the chimpanzee. That same nature you will get it if you think that you are from that. Rather, why not we think we are from the divine? God has come down on the earth in our forms. He is in each of us. He has only become many. Ekoham bahusyama iti, he said. That one Brahman thought, I am alone, let me become many. And that Brahman became many. So we are all many forms of one God. If that is what Vedanta assures us, then how wonderful it is to think the transformation that happens. You just imagine, merely thinking that you are divine gives you so much of scope to change yourself. You cannot abuse anybody after that, because your divinity is within you and another person's divinity is within him. How can you abuse another person? You cannot find fault in others, mind you. How difficult to remain without finding fault. One, Baba Maharaj was there in our order. He has passed away now. Maharaj must be knowing him. He was in Delhi and other places. He used to make a lot of fun. And in one of the mother's birthday celebration, where Hiranyanaji was sitting, chairperson, and he is giving a speech. And he is telling, I have spent 60 years of my monk's life in the Ramakrishna mission. But one teaching of Holy Mother, I could never put into practice. And that is, don't find fault with others. She said, but I am finding fault every day because I am the proofreader. How can I follow mother's teaching? As a proofreader, I have to find fault with everyone. That is how he used to tell us. He used to make joke, So, finding fault, you think of how many times we find fault with others. Can we stop that? If you feel that you are divine, and if you feel that divinity is within each of us, then we shall put a stop to that. We shall not do that. Likewise, there is a great transformation that comes upon us in our life, and our life becomes very holy, and it is wonderful. So with these few words, I now allot this next 15 minutes for the participation in the discussion of the devotees. Maharaj said, that after speaking, if you want, you can take some questions. It need not be a question. You can give a comment, or you can agree with me or disagree with me. You can tell